Sorry, thank you, everybody. Sorry, we just had some small technical difficulties, but yes, welcome. This is the Legendary Cup Heroes Lounge. This is our second semi-final Out of Position Squad versus Kurso. Yes, oops, they did it again. They've made it through to the semi-finals. But yeah, here, Braxis Holdout, an interesting map for Kurso of all teams, is it not, Aviator?
Yeah, gosh, deja vu. Yes, Kurso, they do enjoy this map a lot. They were talking about it in the lobby prior to the game starting, saying that this is their favourite map to play, and they run some different kind of tactics on it. They often run like a 2-3 split with their roaming third pick as well, so I expect to see a Reyna, but looking at this, oops, know about this, and they've picked up the Reyna themselves.
Yeah. DK, are you sort of expecting anything coming out from Kurso now in the sort of response to this, Reyna?
I mean, I know that Reyna is really one of their priority picks for Legendary. Going for those stacking auto attacks at level 1 and level 4. But like the Ana, it's also banned. It's super strong for them, but they end up going for Kel'Thas for Gambit and Johanna for Masby. That's
a lot of wave clear coming out from Kurso right now. I really don't never know how Braxis Holdout is going to go. This is just going to be such an interesting thing.
It's often quite different to your Storm League Braxis Holdout, where you just traditionally run a 4-1. You know, that's the split usually. But in competitive and coordinated, it's a lot different. And you often see people just roaming around with like a 1-1 with a 3-man gank squad. And we see Varian and Stukov. Now, this has been locked in by the main tank player, but obviously it's an early Varian pick, so they could always rotate this to the off lane as well.
Yeah, that's definitely possible, but it is Electrics who did pick it up, and they do love their single target blow up compositions, and that's definitely what they have right now with the Variant Taunt, followed up by the Stukov root. Reyna can put in a lot of damage as well, so...
Yeah, I'd expect to see Ace in the hole from Reyna here. You know, you got the slow from Stukov, the taunt as well, you've got your slow baseline. I think that would be the pick. I would hate to see Exterminator, although it does help for the camps, and if you're just roaming around and only doing camps, then perhaps that's fine.
Now, Stukov's had such high priority in all of the Legendary Cup matches, it seems, today, with Mold Level Falling picking it up a lot, as well as Fufafrobius, and obviously now Out of Position Squad picking up themselves. You think it's a power pick that's going to bring them victory?
It's definitely possible. You see it also in CCL. It's picked so much. It can, like the physical arm at level 4 is the talent you can pick. It's so good. And the engage with violent reaction at level 13 can set up so much for them.
Lijo Miele has got his Lunara. Now, we've seen this once already in the series against Complex. Used to great fruition. It was victorious in helping them defeat Complex in the earlier round. So, and they do like this. You know, they played Lunara 6 times in the regular season, and it's been banned out against them 6 times as well. But countering it on the other side, Transparent, Sonya Gul'dan.
Yeah, that's a lot of wave clear, and that duelist of Sonya being in the top lane. They might be a little bit weak in the early game, sort of with the Varian being the main tank until level 4, but I think they'll be able to stall it out as we wait for Kurso's last pick. Any spoilers, DK, that you may be able to put in for us?
Thrall, probably.
What a great prediction there. So yes, both teams here looking to get their advantage to try and get into the grand final against Fufafrobius here in the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup. Which draft do you prefer, Aviator?
Well, obviously, guys, there is a contest going on. Exclamation mark points tells how many points you've got. Exclamation mark A, a number of points to the team on the left-hand side. Exclamation mark bet B, a number of points to the team on the right-hand side. Now, for me, personally, I like the team on the left-hand side. I like Team A for me.
And Deadly Kitten?
I think I have to agree. I think the Varian one-shot combo is going to work wonders for them. Just will have to see how well Johanna is going to be able to protect her backline from being taunted and then being blown up.
Yeah, it certainly is a good compositions from both teams. I'm really stuck with which one I prefer. The wave clear is phenomenal on both sides, and so is that sort of single target damage. It will be a lot of sort of dueling on that top lane and also equally battling out in the 4-man. But, yep, as I say, this is the Legendary Cup second semi-final here for Heroes Lounge. These two teams have been fighting all season long to try and work out who can get to the very end of our playoffs. And right now, here we are. Yep, it's not much longer as we go into game number 1 with Aviator and Deadly Kitten casting.
Yeah, we'll catch up with Transparent after the game. No doubt, Transparent, you'll still be around to talk us through your analysis of the game, etc. But now, guys, let's head into game number 1 here. On the left-hand side, in blue, for out of position squad, it's Varian, played by Electric, Stukov, played by Artanis, Gul'dan by Murmur, Sonya by Dekaiser, Reyna by Altanox.
And on the right side, we have Kurso, we have Gaben on that Kel'Thas, Masby playing the Johanna, Puaki on the Deckard Cain, we have Raja Manali on the Lunara, and Natio on the Thrall. And they're looking to set up with 2 people top, as you already said, Aviator.
Yeah, so we alluded to this at the start of the game. This is exactly what I expected to see. They often pair their 1 DPS player, and it is usually Elijah Miller, but it looks like our position squad have seen this as well, and they've counted with 4 in the start. And we already see an engage going down onto Thrall. The silence from Stukov not quite counting up, but Thrall falling extremely low, but does manage to get out there. But it was a close call.
Barely gets out, yeah. If Varian has the level 4 taunt, then he falls there. But in the meantime, we see Gul'dan holding his own against 3 people in the bottom lane, just carrying the wave, trying not to give them too much push there.
Yeah, no much push there, but we're going to see Echo the Elements for Thrall, obviously not opting for Rolling Thunder, which is sort of a common pick now in the solo lane. And also Crash, it could have gone into Crash Lightning perhaps if they wanted to duel, but obviously in this 2 top lane setup here, they're going to want to just get that wave clear, get that poke then from that level 1.
Yeah, they could have, definitely. But we see Varian indeed with the Lions mod level 1 stacking those Q quests for the extra slow, giving him slightly more engage potential to secure those kills. And now we see an engage maybe from Kurso onto the siege camp.
Yeah, they're scouting out here. The Gravity Lapse lands, though. Kel'Thas damage on top of it. The root from Deckard Cain. But it looks like they're opting just to retreat here and just happy with the poke. And the camp is picked up. And obviously, Reyna did go Exterminator just for this camp value here.
Yeah, he did. And it works so super well against the Zerg wave as well, right? If they ever need to defend it, then that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't draft Reyna just to defend the Zerg wave, as you're already drafting from behind here. But Electric's going in aggressively here. Is not a real hero, Varian until level 4, but Gebbin taking a huge amount of damage there from the Gul'dan, but does manage to take out the potion, but there's not another potion. Gebbin falls, first blood going over to out of position squad here.
That was so close. Deckard Cain hit in the potion, but it was not quite enough to be able to save the Kel'Thas there. And now both beacon control is going over to out of position squad.
Out of position squad with the early advantage, both beacon points channeling and the sieging down this bottom wall here. Meanwhile, top lane, Reyna holding his own and Sonya starting the hard camp as well.
Yeah, and that's already 70% in favor of them. This could be the fastest Zerg wave ever.
Johanna, though, already using top of the taunt, comes out. The silence is there from Stukov. Is it enough damage, though? It looks like Johanna will be able to walk away, but the beacons still being channeled. Top is held by Thrall for a moment, but Reyna just able to poke away the Thrall. The Thrall can't step into Reyna, and the top beacon is going to be controlled by the blue team. Bottom one's held, and that's 100% Zerg wave. 2 minutes 40 in the game.
Super well played by the position squad. They're just phenomenal rotations from them, being able to capture the points early, being able to hold on to them, and they get the first Zerg wave.
Yeah, first Zerg wave. Now, how can they defend this? They do have Kel'Thas, and they have a Lunara. Now, Lunara, not exactly known for her Zerg defense, essentially, but we have to see how they go. The taunt comes down onto Johanna. There's the silence from Stukov, and Johanna gets taken down.
Yeah, those Banelings dealing so much damage to her, and this is not looking good for Kurso so far. It looks like they're about to lose their first fort, maybe? We see an engage go down onto Gebbin. There's the taunt. Kel'Thas deleted. Electrix finds the engage.
The taunt silence combo, we alluded to it at the end of the draft when they picked up this Gul'dan. So they have the sustain, the poke, and also that burst. You know, once level 1 is completed, and if this game goes to level 16, Gul'dan's just going to become an absolute monster.
Yeah, and echoed corruption from Gul'dan, already 23 stacks in. He's stacking that like a madman, and we see a taunt, another taunt going down onto Johanna. She takes a lot of damage. Potion is there. Can the poison finish her off?
She needs to eat the potion. She needs to eat the potion. And she's realised and she decides to go back for the potion. But now we see Ruby being picked up by Deckard Cain. Now, Ruby paired with Johanna Obviously, a great combination. Johanna wants to go in, wants to condemn them, pull them in, and it will help set up that Deckard Kane route. But level 7 is not in here. I mean, do you see the red team try and contest this? Lunara poking away. Electrix gets rooted by the Deckard Kane. Are the red team going to secure their first kill here?
No, not quite yet, but Thrall's here now for the rotation. Artanis takes a lot of damage. He gets slowed by the Lunara, gets condemned. Can they finish him off? Sonya's here to peel off. The taunt actually goes down onto Thrall and he falls.
Yeah,
the turnaround.
Sonya with the sort of reverse flank, really. She was going to run around the longer way, but decided better against it and just met the Thrall on point, and unfortunately Thrall was the one who fell there. But level 7s are now in for Kurso. Wonder if that will help them here. They do get follow through for Thrall. Obviously Lunara. Now, chat, you may be questioning the Lunara build, okay? I understand, but this is Elijah Melly special. He loves his Lunara, and he likes this wild Vigor talent at level 7.
Yes, he does. And this is quite interesting. We see Conviction come... Oh, we see a huge engage come down onto Raynor. He dies. And Gul'dan is looking to be next. Is able to get out. Electric's peeling with the taunt.
Yeah, the poison damage coming out from Lunara. And Lunara takes him down.
As well.
Yeah.
Kurso with some revenge kills.
Kurso said, you may have taken our first fort. You may have taken our keep wall as well, but do you know what? You haven't taken the game. We're going to be fighting back now with level 7. That's a really nice engage. Follow-up CC from the Kel'Thas landing.
Yeah, and they're still a full level behind in experience there, but Thrall does finish Echo of the Elements, which is going to give him a huge power spike into that top lane against the Sonya.
It'll just help poke away, you know. I'm expecting Ancestral Wrath almost, you know. You proc it with the Echo of Elements here. But we are going to see Johanna posturing here. The root comes down. The follow-up CC is there. And Stukov gets taken down. The taunt goes down on Thrall, but it's not enough. Electric's now just being poked away by the Sonara. Kurso fighting back here in game number 1.
Yeah, they put 5 people in the top lane. Sonya was bottom. And they were able to find the engage onto Stukov. The level 10s are going to be in really soon for out of position squad here.
Kurso need to try and hold their advantage quickly, you know. They get the kill, they're winning team fights, they've got some momentum swinging now for them. And they opt to just take the bottom fort. And now they're going to have to play Ring Around the Rosie essentially here and just run away from wherever the blue team are with those level 10s just coming in.
I think out of position squad with this camp is just going to push top, and we see a taunt go down onto Gabe and the Horrify. Maybe even a bit overkill, but it secures them the kill.
Is it overkill if you get the kill?
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's the point of overkill, right? But we do see Wrath being popped now in the bottom lane. 3v1, but no level 10s are in. And we see the blue team just marching down this top fort, and it's taken down. Hyperion being committed to as well.
Yeah, and maybe they will spot out the Johanna here. Can Electrix find the engage? No, he decides against it.
So red team going to get level 10. They're going to try and chase down Electrix here with level 10. Still not quite in. Electrix is looking for the re-engage here, but they can't quite find it.
In the meantime, Sonya is just getting wave after wave in the bottom lane, and Kurso is missing them.
Okay, so missing the XP, but level 10s are in for them now. We are going to see the Leaping Strike, the Phoenix, the Earthquake from Thrall, the Stale One and Listen, and obviously the Blessed Shield. So now they haven't engaged themselves here. Blessed Shield with the follow-up CC from Kel'Thas and the damage from Lunara. Is it going to be enough to secure them some kills? They need to force the fight though. It's 5 kills to 3, but look at the map, DK. They're 2 forts down.
They are 2 forts down, and what I want to see here from Kurso is Thrall being on the flank, dropping that Earthquake behind, as we see Electrix being very aggressive here. Gets Leaping Strike twice by Elijah Manelli. The taunt goes down onto Deckard, he falls. Electrix is not able to get out. Their guys are spinning to winning. 90 HP, is he going to live? No, he does not. Lunara, the poison, is able to secure that. And that's a 2-for-1 for Kurso, but the beacon progress is there for out of position squad.
Yeah, they secured the second Zerg wave at 100% to 0 for them. But that team fight, DK, Kurso looked really, really strong there. They were going to get a big Stay a While and Listen off, but the Horrify from Gul'dan actually interrupting the Stay a While and Listen and securing the kill. Brilliant, brilliant play so far by both teams in these team fights. But it's 6 kills to 5. Kurso, they're catching up. They're not too far behind in experience either. At one level, they've really clawed their way back into this game.
Yeah, and with both Varian and Sonya dying, they can be a little bit aggressive on this defense. Now Sonya has to deal with that camp in the bottom lane together with that Third Wave.
Yeah, but the Hyperion going to be zoning away, and unfortunately Johanna gets taunted into the Stukov route again. Stay one, listen, interrupted by the Stukov here, but Lunara goes in, solo killing Reina essentially with that double leaping strike.
Yeah, and Artanis on that Stukov is just so good at following the engages from Electrics.
Yeah, he's hit every single silence so far, and it was so clutch getting that interrupt on the Stone One Listen, or that could have been 3 members potentially down for out of position squad.
Do you think they're going to force boss with the 13 advantage? It looks like they are.
They are going to, but Lunara's going to have the Wisp scout this out, so and I think the blue team will just opt to retreat, and yeah, that's exactly what they decide to do. They don't need to force the commitment here onto the boss, but you know, the lanes are pushing against Kurso, so perhaps they do want to take this fight.
Yeah, maybe they do. There's no level 13 for them yet, though. And now the Wisp is still on the boss, still scouting Artanis. They don't actually see that the Wisp is there, but now they finally spot it out. Now this is going to be very big against a Johanna. There is a Shattering Throw from Varian, which just deletes the shields and denies the unstoppable.
Yeah, I often think of it. Okay, you're in comms with your tank player. Your tank says, "I'm fine. I've got unstop. I got traitor. I'm fine. I'm fine." And Varian just goes, "Nope." And absolutely punches a bit. Maybe Johanna here taking a lot of damage. She already popped the trick here, but they are going to get the kill onto Reina in the top side. Looks like they are going to take him down. The Phoenix comes out. The Stairwell, listen, this time lands onto Gul'dan here, but Sonya coming in the back with the Wrath being popped now, chasing down Becca Kane. The Earthquake from Thrall coming out as well. The Blessed Shield turning around here. The Horrify though on top. Can they secure the kill? He's rooted in the silence here by Stukov, but it's Kel'Thas and Gul'dan that fall down. Thor looks like he's going to be chased down next by the Sonya, and he goes down. Taunt comes down out onto the deck of Kane, protected from Varian, but Elijah Melee with that poison damage, is it enough to take down Sonya? It's not. The proc from Stukov managing to heal him here.
What a team fight, and it ends up in a 2-for-2 right there. But yeah, Sonya just wreaked havoc in that backline, just spinning everywhere and securing that kill on Thrall. But now they're going to take the Bruiser camp here, create extra lane pressure where they can get their third Zerg wave potentially.
The thing about out of position squad, right? They've just done camp after camp after camp. Whenever it's up, you just see Reina almost like a bot just running straight to the camp to start right-clicking it and making sure they pick it up. They're just doing camps on cooldown, and it's getting them the pressure they need in these lanes and that experience advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And in about 3/4 of a level 16 is going to be there for the position squad, and that's going to be very dangerous. With that Gul'dan, getting that, I don't remember the town name, but the extra damage. Yes, that one. Thank you, Aviator.
You're welcome.
I call it the extra damage.
The extra damage talent from Gul'dan on level 6.
Oh, we see Taunt go down.
The Horrify as well, zoning out the backline, and they're able to get the kill. Thrall, though, now deep in the front line here, and does get taken down. Blessed Shield, not enough to peel. Elijah Melee goes in, double leaping strike again, but this time no one falls outside. Taunt's going to be back up in 1 second. Can they chase them down? But they're not able to. And meanwhile, bottom keep is taking damage as well.
Yeah, Catapult and the camp is going to take or deal a lot of damage to that keep. But the beacon progress is already taken for the position squad, and there are some pings going onto the boss.
Lunara. Oh, Lunara taking the beacon, but the boss is started by out of position squad. This is a 4v4. It's going to be scouted out by the Wisp here. Are they going to take this? They're a talent tier down. It's 16v15, but Johanna walks in. Pops the unstoppable here. Lands the down. The slow comes out. The Taunt comes down on top of it. Stukov, they're taking a lot of damage as well as the Johanna, but the Johanna does go down. But the Ruby's on the ground here. Can they secure the kill? Stukov on point. So is Varian. Elijah Melee taking a huge amount of damage in the backline from the Stukov almost, and the Reina. And now Reina comes in and trying to chase them down, but they still haven't taken the boss, and the boss is picked up by out of position squad.
What a fight! And Artanis actually manages to kill Elijah Manali, but he will fall for it. But it's a 5-man team wipe for out of position squad, and they only lose 2, getting the boss and the beacon progress.
100% Zergwave, boss, 5-man team wipe. Is this endable?
Well, the boss is in the top lane, and the Zerg wave is going to be in the opposite lane. But they also take the Bruiser camp, which is going to push there, and they're going to start targeting this keeper.
Yeah, I'm not sure the wave clear on the other side, is it going to be enough to defend this? I don't know. This is a hard camp marching down the bottom lane with no keep and 100% Zergwave.
This is going to be very rough for Kurso to be able to defend this.
Yeah, they're waiting for Gul'dan and the Zergwave, obviously. There's no point in rushing to the core without the wave.
Stukov is also just respawning now.
So the question to ask, guys, on this channel, whenever there's a core attempt, you always have to ask yourself, is this clownable? And it could be. The Zergwave now is starting to go in. Electric's looking for that engage. The Phoenix comes out and the Zergwave being melted, but Johanna gets taunted, gets horrified, gets silenced, and gets deleted. The Stair 1 listen, not enough to peel it, as now DeKaiser goes in on that Sonya, spinning, healing up, and now the blue team, they focus their attention to the core, but Electric's is falling low.
Yeah, but the Zergwave, I think, is going to be able to secure this. The Sonya on core with the Rainer, and this is the core dropping out of position squad, taking game number 1.
Yeah, game number 1, it gets taken over there.
Stellar game number 1, absolutely, guys. I mean, taking the map from Kurso when it's Brax's holdout, Kurso's self-proclaimed favorites. I mean, I wouldn't quite know what to do after myself if I was Kurso. They've got to try and come back after out of position squad. They just seem to dismantle them, certainly.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a best of 3, right, between Kurso and out of position squad. Now, Kurso being 1-0 down, they did fall 1-0 down against Complex as well, and then they took the reverse sweep. So will they do it again? Is the question, DK.
I mean, it's their favorite map, and after taking it themselves and getting beat like in such a fashion, it must hurt their morale, in my opinion. But I mean, they have come back, as you said, against Complex in the previous series, so anything can happen.
Yeah,
You know what I found interesting today, Transparent? The Gul'dan has been so impactful in the last series that we just saw in the first semi-final, and now in this semi-final as well. The Gul'dan seems to be just wreaking havoc so far.
I mean, it's a good pick, especially with sort of some of the buffs you got. Some people like to just go the standard old build of the E, or some people like to go for the W build to just drain the life of all of their opponents. And on Brax's holdout, it's just such a stellar pick that it absolutely won them the game there. Just making big plays with Horrify and clearing waves. That's all you need to do with Gul'dan. But we'll have to wait as we're sort of soon approaching game number 2. Yes, if you're joining us, this is the Legendary Cup here on Heroes Lounge. Yep, these teams are sort of between Divisions 2 and, well, they're all Division 2 teams now as we approach our grand final, soon to come later. But yeah, these teams are all made of sort of master to diamond level players if you're joining us as well. And if you ever want to think about signing up to play like some of these players, just do !sign up in the chat and that will give you a little link to tell you all you need to know. But as we approach our game number 2 here of our second semi-final, what are we expecting, Aviator?
Well, if we look at the map bans quickly here on screen, we do see Brax's Holdout was picked in the first map. We saw Cursed Hollow being banned out. And, it's just, as you say, losing on their favorite map is the issue. But looking at the maps, what's left? There's Towers of Doom that's been banned out. There's the Sky Temple that's banned out. And it looks like Elijah Minelli going for first pick from Kurso, and the map we're going to is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen.
DK, do you have anything to say about Tomb of the Spider Queen? Any sort of personal strategies, or do you think the Gul'dan is going to be a high priority here?
It definitely should be. Gul'dan on this map is just all you have to do on Tomb of the Spider Queen is clear waves and deny the pay-in from the enemy team. Now, Gul'dan's wave clear is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And like there are other picks like Johanna who are so good at that as well, being able to deny those control points. Rexar with the Misha is also one of those strong picks to create the vision you need.
I completely agree. We've seen a 4-man Rexar today as well, quite a few times actually, by Food for Phobia's Transparent. Do you think we'll see that?
Well, possibly. It's sort of trying to work it in, and it's one of those heroes that you have to be able to play, have to be able to think about. Maybe slotting in is a little bit tricky. I think some people are even considering running a 4-man Hogger in the future, but of course, Hogger is not able to be played today. It is banned out currently, but it could be something spicy to consider in future, perhaps in Heroes Lounge Season 14. But yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen. You were talking about the perhaps the mental impact of losing on Braxis holdout, and I mean, playing in the playoffs before, Aviator, do you feel like the pressure just sometimes weighs a little too heavy?
No. Do you know what you do? You have a team talk, and you go, we messed up, we lost, we go next. And you just forget about game one. That's the important factor now. You have to forget about game one, and it's a new game, it's 0-0, essentially. You win this, it's 1-1, and then it's back to 0-0 again. It's, if you treat every map like that, it's a great mindset to go into. And I think Kurso could pull it off.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the mindset, being able to reset mentally, take a drink, it's okay, we can win the next one.
Yeah, well, they'll have to sort of think about it a little bit, see if they can get that reset, as the pocket picks of Out of Position Squad is something to really consider. I mean, Artanis did pull out the Alex Straza earlier today in the best of 3 series of the quarterfinal. Do you think it could come out here on Tomb of the Spider Queen?
I don't know. I mean, it's an okay pick, but I'm not sure how much value it will get.
Yeah, it's one of those tough ones that, sometimes these sort of pocket picks of unusual heroes really can do damage. We've seen Food for Phrobius have Fiziv being banned, have Medivh banned against them, as well as the Falstad later on, and it just proves to really manipulate the draft. And I think that's exactly what Out of Position Squad did so well in game number 1, taking away that Reina from Leo Giovanelli. Yeah, is there anything else that Kurso could do to improve their draft, DK?
It is quite hard to say because I'm not very familiar with the team, but I think picking wave clear and hard CC is very important in any team comp. So if you have a Johanna, you have a Breast Shield, a Stukov route behind it, something like that, you can just blow up a single target, and then the map is yours. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and it seems like both teams will have to be considering how best they can control this map. How can they turn the turn-ins so well as we go into the draft of game number 2 here in our second semi-final.
Yeah, game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. As we've mentioned already and alluded to earlier, Gul'dan, it's got to be factored in. You've got to expect one team to pick it up so far. It seems to be the staple. If you go away today, I think that's the pick that I've noticed the most so far, or the most impactful pickup.
Do you think it's even worth a ban here, Aviator?
If you don't play it, and you know your opponents do, and they're going to pick it, then absolutely. But as you say, Out of Position Squad, they're not only a Gul'dan, they have picked lots of other things as well in the regular season. And the Mei actually target banning electrics here. Mei was used to great effect, and actually you saw some of these clips in the draw show from electrics. And I think that game was against Food for Phrobius as well.
Yeah, it definitely was. Mei is such a strong pick for him. He does it every time. Mei isn't something you usually see in the meta, but he definitely makes it work every single time.
Yeah,
and that's why it's banned against him.
Interesting fact, Mei has been banned out 20 times against Out of Position Squad.
20 times, that's incredible. And as we approach Christmas, the snow is falling, but Mei being banned out means that the weather is not being controlled here in the Nexus by her, nor is Varian being allowed here, as that taunt combo that we've seen a little bit from all the teams as well, not being coming in as the highest health pool in the Nexus before level 11. Varian's being picked out for sure, but there's the Reina. Leo Giovanelli getting that for sure. What a lock in here for Kurso.
Yeah. He didn't waste any time at all locking that pick in, did he? He wanted his Reina. It was stolen from him in game number 1, and he says, "Do you know what? I didn't like the build you took. You took a regular build. I want to show you off my own build, which is usually, I think, the stacking build. I think for Giovanelli on the Reina."
It is, and there's the Gul'dan pick together with the ETC.
That puts so much control in the hands of out of position squad. Having that ETC just to bully off the points, it means that you can either go for sort of the hard engage style where you do invade the opposition's side of the map early on, or you can just play that peel with just using the mic check to make sure your team gets the space. And Gul'dan is going to give you all the space you need, but it's the Geben special as well.
That's an Azmodan.
Is an Azmodan on our screen. You're not seeing things. It is the Legendary Cup. We haven't transitioned into any other cup, perhaps, that you saw last weekend. This is an Azmodan in the Legendary Cup. But, Kurso, have they played it before in the regular season, DK? Have you seen them play it at all?
Yes, they definitely have. I think it was in their final match to be able to actually qualify for the group stage of the Legendary Cup. Azmodan did so much work. Didn't die once. Top damage and top damage and top siege damage.
Top everything, essentially. 3 picks, 66% win rate, so they've won 2 out of 3 games on it. Transparent, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I like it, but with the Johanna being banned out, I quite wonder what sort of tank they're going to go with it. They could go for the Garrosh for a little bit of extra peel, maybe to try and help control ETC, but ETC does bully Garrosh. I think that's going to be the key thing here of the end of Kurso's draft. And I really do wonder, what are we going to see in these later picks?
Yeah, so is it going to be, I was just about to mention, is it going to be the Sonya again? It worked out very well for them in the top lane on Brax's Holdart. It bullies the D.Va as well, and the Sonya is picked up again. Dakaiser locking it in. And this time we see Artanis picking up Malfurion. No Alex Straza, by the way.
No Alex Straza, indeed. And you know what I'm thinking as the last pick for out of position squad? Cassia still hasn't been touched in this draft. And I mean,
you mentioned that now. Okay, I reckon Altanox will last pick it if it's open.
Definitely. I mean, you know how strong it is, Aviator, with your NA shenanigans going on.
Any Cassia abusers in chat? Never know. Takes aside. Cassia's obviously a very strong hero at the moment. The blind's good as well. It'll poke into Morganis nicely with the Q. You've got the wave flare from Gul'dan, which obviously you sacrifice a little bit with the Cassia. So all being well, I think this could be a Cassia pickup.
The Mal'Ganis pick is a big surprise to me. They've not really played it much in the main season at all. I'm sort of looking through their stats and I really can't see it. As well, into the Malfurion and the ETC, it can be problematic. Malfurion's so good into Mal'Ganis. I've talked about it in the past. The roots in the way of his sleeping zone, as well as Twilight Dream to interrupt.
Yeah.
But we see Sylvanas as the last pick.
Yeah, I like the pick. Why wouldn't I? I think it's a great pick on any map, any comp, any pick. Anytime it's open and not banned, just pick it. Just first pick it, lock it in. But no, Sylvanas on this map as well. Level 4. Post level 4, you get a lot of wave clear. You can bully the Morganis, and this could be mind control as well, and just try and kill the Morganis on cooldown. Pull him in with mind control, horrify the backline, and kill the Morganis.
Yeah, or just horrify the Morganis into your towers, and then he dies.
I like my idea more. I feel like my idea is, it's a setup, it goes through a process, and you have to think about it.
And whose draft do you think you prefer then, Aviator?
I can't bet against the Sylvanas. It's not in my nature, unfortunately. Although I want to see the Azmodan do great things, but I'm going to be a bet A man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there as well. I just think the Mal'Ganis isn't going to be able to do that much into the ETC, into the Malfurion, the Sonya. It has to be A for me.
So, yes, we have game number 2 here of the semi-finals of the Legendary Cup here on Heroes Lounge. Who will be facing Food for Phrobius in the very end, in the grand finals? Out of position squad are 1 game away as they need to try and win this. We have about 1 minute left on the betting, so if you want to bet for out of position squad, do ! Bet A and then the number of points. If you think that Kurso can maybe do the reverse sweep, it's ! Bet B and then the number of points. These teams are so close, and Kurso could get the reverse sweepers. They've got their speciality heroes, but will it be enough to carry them into the grand final? These teams are so excited, so hyped up, and Food for Phrobius are just waiting for that grand final. I really want to see it. Here we go. Probably into game number 2 of our semi-finals.
So, guys, game number 2. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's see if Kurso can take it back. But now let's introduce the teams. On the left-hand side, we have out of position squad. We have Artanis playing Malfurion, Electrix on the ETC, Murmur on the Gul'dan, Altanox on the Sylvanas, and Dakaiser once again on his Sonya.
And on the right side, Kurso trying to stay inside in the series. We have Rajamaneri playing the Rainer, Gaben on his Asmodan, Natiel on Diva, Proki on the Stukov, and Masby playing that Mal'Ganis.
Nothing really interesting about talents, except there it is. There's the level 1 from Rajamaneri. It's a veteran marksman.
And I'm quite surprised by this Wrath pickup from Asmodan, going to the AA build.
So I think
right
the Wrath does more pure damage by the end of the game, especially when you get bombardment at level 7. It really helps to stack it, and I think it does a lot of damage into the front line here. And obviously, you do have a Sonya and ETC that's going to be in your face continuously.
That is true. Aviator, are you trying to represent yourself as an Asmodan connoisseur? Is that what you're trying to do?
I've been known to run a few games on Asmodan. it's quite a popular strat of mine, actually. You know, you just pick Asmodan, you take the ultimate, and you just run down buildings essentially. But Tomb of the Spider Queen, as we mentioned, wave clear, wave clear, wave clear. And so far, the blue team are doing their job fantastically well, clearing out the mid. And Sonya even getting the rotational advantage over here.
Yeah, and we saw an attempt on Rajamaneri, but he was able to cue the ETC out of his slide. So really well done by him. But yeah, as you said, the rotational advantage is in favor of out of position squad here, and they're already prioritizing the bruiser camp instantly.
Yeah, obviously you've got Gul'dan and Malfurion. Malfurion able to tank it, Gul'dan as well. And they're just going to destroy this camp so quick before the red team can even realise what's going on. You know, they've cleared one mid wave, another clearing top, and the camp's already been picked up here for out of position squad.
Yeah, and it's gonna bring a lot of pressure into the mid lane. And maybe they'll even look to take that bottom siege camp while the enemy team is clearing the camp.
Yeah, we see the Kurso going to take up their own hard camp. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit slower. They do have Reyna, but with no Exterminator at level 1, so it's going to struggle a little bit clearing up those camps.
And now with 5 people mid, they could push this really hard with the Sylvanas Black Arrows. But they decide against that, and Sylvanas is going to take the extra soak in the top.
Yeah, there's that level 4. We mentioned the unstable poison granting her additional wave clear. But now the camp is going to be cleared up by the red team. Pretty well done as well. And now the blue team's turn to try and defend this. Essentially, you want to take the camp just to try and create some space. But you see a slide going down, and the root coming down as well. But Rajamaneri walking away. Is it another Gul'dan poisons on top of him, though? He's not able to get a heal from Stukov. He's going to try and tap, but he gets taken down. Feels bad, man.
Using tap and then still dying.
Yeah.
Lucky we see a slide go down onto Mal'Ganis. The root follow from Antanas is there. Will Mal'Ganis be able to survive? No, he falls as well, and that's 2 kills for the position squad.
Yeah, and that was into spell armor as well, by the way, and they still fell there. But that's a horrible one when you've tapped and you can just see the ticking damage and your HP going down. You think, is it enough? Can I survive this? Well, it turns out no, you can't. You are going to fall and be sent to the Halls of Storm.
Yeah, but we do see Raynor with those 2 stacking talents is going to be really scary in the late game if he is able to get enough of them. And now Altanox gets the pay in barely, but is being slept here. Is there a follow-up engage? No, there is not.
No, Diva joining the fight though, and so has Sonya here. So it's a 5v5. Gul'dan in the top in there, so it's now 5v4 in favour of Kurso. But the red team look fairly low in comparison to the blue team here. But Asmodan still stacking. Stacks essentially is what the Kurso want to do here. 60 stacks on Asmodan level 1, 14 for the Reyna.
Yeah, and already the pay is available for the position squad. Now Kurso is not that far behind. They need a few more jumps, and they'll be able to secure that pay for themselves too. But Sonya in this bottom lane against the Diva is just destroying. It's just so hard as Diva to be able to win in that matchup.
Yeah, pay-in available now for both sides. So who will get the pay-in first? It's equal in turn-in as well. 38 v 36 gems with gems available to pay in. But the root comes down onto Mal'Ganis here. No slide from ETC yet. Didn't want to pull the trigger there. Just trying to create some spaces. Gul'dan looking to pay in the bot side, but Diva will interrupt this.
Yeah, and so far the XP lead is definitely in favor of out of position squad. They're half a level ahead, and if it continues like this, being able to shut down the pay-ins, then they're going to hit the level 10 first. But Stukov is able to get the pay-in, but Electrix is there to interrupt it.
Yeah, Reyna's pay-in interrupted as well. Gul'dan now going to join him the top side here. He realizes he's not going to get that pay-in as Diva's trying to interrupt. And the red pay-in goes through. First weapon has come down, and it's going to be for Kurso. Now, ETC's already used his slide here, but he's able to get away. Morganis not able to find that engage on him.
Yeah, and now with the Asmodee spawning extra minions, you know, they can run down buildings even more. Together with the Webweaver wave.
Yeah, I completely agree. But slide goes down onto Morganis here. The root not quite there from Malfurion. Wasn't in range to set this up. The knockback though. And there's the root landing here. Morganis has taken a huge amount of damage. Has to queue away. Alternax eating in aggressively here, trying to also attack away. Reyna going to chase him down, but no one dies so far for both teams.
Stukov is there for the heals, but that means that if Mal'Ganis is not there, the position squad can just be extremely aggressive on this defense. And we see another slide go down onto Masby. No follow-up route from Mortanis in this case.
So it is Echo Pedal at level 7, by the way, for the ETC. Now, I hate the talent. I think it's really... is it Face Metal? Loudspeaker? No. What is it? What's
Pinball
the...
Wizard.
Pinball Wizard. Thank you, ETC mains. Yeah, Pinball Wizard. I think it does a lot more damage and burst potential, doesn't it? But it does have the impact, unfortunately, of using the W aggressively after you slide.
Yeah, that's true, and maybe that's not what Electrix is looking for here, but there's an invade onto the hard camp with level 10. The mosh pit falls onto 2, and there's the mind control into the mosh pit. The Twilight Dream follows, and what a combo from out of position squad.
Our position squad walked in there, pressed R, and completely destroyed the two members of Kurso there. And now they're not quite done.
Not where he wants to be.
Not quite done, and they find the pick onto Reyna as well. Our position squad playing very well in game number 2, essentially carrying on their early game lead from game 1 almost.
Yeah, and they now get their their first pain, and they're going to take the bruisers at the same time for extra pressure.
Yeah, Bruiser camp being timed nicely to fall down with his web weavers. Now, where will the blue team push? Because they've had their kills, they're 5 kills up, but so far, no structures have been taken. And actually, Kurso are ahead in structure damage.
They are, but the 2-level lead is so detrimental for them. And actually, look at that Asmodee on level 10, and we see Tide of Sin, not Demonic Invasion, to run down buildings even harder.
No, so it's going to be time to say Morganis is going to get his ultimate off, and not interrupted by ETC, and able to heal up. Sonya pops the Wrath though. Going in, the Mind Control comes down to Morganis, and Morganis is taken down. Exactly what we said in draft. Mind Control the Morganis, and just focus him. You know, people always say don't focus the tank, but in this kind of composition, you want to just kill the tank.
Yeah, that's definitely something I don't enjoy as a tank, just being CC'd to death, and just not being able to move your hero.
Well, I can tell you from a TPS perspective, it's a wonderful feeling.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Bot lane, D.Va against Sonya. D.Va does have the bomb available. We haven't seen the bomb being used just yet. You can use it, obviously, to clear as well. But top lane going to be defended. So 1 fort down so far. But the blue team turn their attention here. And we are going to have no trait available just yet from Sylvanas. It's going to be up in 14 seconds, but can we get an engage from the red team here? Encore from ETC with that CDR just knocking them back as well.
Yeah, level 13s are in for them. They have another pay. They have 90 gems in their pockets. And Gul'dan is finally able to finish the Echoed Corruption, going to deal a lot of extra damage there.
Yeah, level 16, obviously, when he picks it up, will be huge. Now, Electrix could be caught out here. Does get the slide onto Morganis. And there's that knockback again, just being so oppressive into the Morganis.
Yeah. And I don't know. Electrix is looking for an engage there on the Stukov, but it's under the fort. They're not going to dive that far. Morganis hits the sleep on their guys, but there's a cleanse coming from Martinez to Horrify onto Elijah Manelli. Can he survive the mosh pit onto 2? What a beautiful fight from them. The mind control to secure Morganis not able to use his ult. That's 2 kills for them.
That was a really nice combo there from out of position squad. They're looking really, really strong here in game number 2. They look very strong in game number 1 as well. Maybe a few hiccups in the mid game, but so far playing absolutely the perfect game here. 8 kills to nothing, level 14 v12, and they're up 2 forts to nothing. And they've got another pay-in.
Now looking at how out of position squad is playing this, do you think Complex might be scared to face them?
I don't think so, since Complex lost in round 1.
Not
but
Complex.
I think
mean Food for Frobies. The other Complex.
Gosh, the burn there, DK. I thought you were friends with some of the members of Complex. But anyway, I think Food for Frobies will be watching this intently, looking at their drafts, trying to pick up some tips from them as well, and see what they can do.
Now this mid fort is going to fall. The Web Weaver is going to secure it with the wave. And they're going to run in the top lane, it's the boss lane. They have 16 and half a level. Maybe they can force the boss and look to end the game very early.
You could do, but I always do what I love about Tomb of the Spider Queen. A good old throw boss pit. I think it's the most exciting thing possible. And you're so far ahead and you think, oh, we can't lose this game. You go tip the boss. Suddenly you get wiped 3 levels down. The red team just run it down to your core and end, but we are going to see the blue team trying to engage here. They do get a nice horrify onto the backline. Mind Control comes down onto Asmodan as well. He's taking a huge amount of damage and does get taken down here. Twilight Dream being used as well, but not catching anybody here. They focus their attention now onto the keep. Electric slides in aggressive, doesn't catch anybody here. Gets knocked back into the keep. He's taking a lot of damage and he goes down. Morganis with the ultimate though, chasing them down here. The sleep comes out, landing onto 2. Can Kurso turn this around? They're desperately trying to get this skull down. Morganis is going to have his Q available here in a second. There it goes down. Can you get the sleep as well? 70 HP, and they do get the kill. But Morganis taking a huge amount of damage from the Sylvanas, and he goes down. What is this? It's a 2 for 2. And the red team have to retreat here. But that was a 16 v 14 fight, and they held their own.
Yeah, they went 2 for 2 after losing a member. So this is really good for Kurso, having that, what you call it? The catchback experience, is that what that is?
Catch-up experience, yes.
Catch-up experience, that's the one. But look at the gems for out of position squad. They have 55 in their possession. And that's soon going to be their 3rd pay-in ready.
Yeah, the red team have been struggling a little bit securing pay-in and keeping hold of their gems. They might get the pay-in available, and unfortunately do get taken down. And the problem is with Asmodan as well. Obviously, if he's wave clearing from far away, you obviously can't go and pick up the gems either.
You do have a very good point there. Not being able to catch those gems
like
is
this
quite
now, look, mid lane, clears the mid lane.
Doesn't get
Also,
the gems.
They don't get the experience either because it doesn't last hit them. So they need to be careful with that. That's the problem with Asmodan, since if you don't last hit them, you don't pick up the gems either. You don't catch the experience as well as the gems. But we're going to see the blue team. Am I trying to force boss here? No, they're just checking it out.
They're checking it.
But a pay-in available now for our position squad.
Yeah, this is not looking very good for Kurso at this point.
They
don't have the level 16.
No, level 16 not in, and we are going to see Electric secure another pay-in for our position squad.
Now, the good thing is for Kurso, if they are able to resist this pay-in from ending the game, they do have enough gems themselves to be able to get one.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Exactly.
So they defend this, they got enough gems, and they can get their pay-in. That's the game plan now for Kurso. It's defend this, don't die, don't lose the game. Top keep's gone. You can sack top keep at this point. He's got no health, so just defend where they're pushing. And at this point, it's going to be the mid lane.
Yeah, and with the Sylvanas trait disabling those structures, it's so much harder to be able to clear the web weavers.
Yeah, but the red team, they are needing to try. D.Va does have bomb available as well, again, so they can try and go in here with the bomb, should they so wish. Sleep into bomb, perhaps? I'm not sure how that quite works. Top keep did go down, obviously, as we explained. That was always going to fall. It's so low, but now the blue team, our position's got to turn their attention to the bot lane.
And they're going to try to secure their 2nd keep of the game here. And they're 1 level away from level 20, which is going to be so big. Electric slides in, but directly disengages from there, doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, that was like a slide. Oh, no, get me out. And manages to get out.
I can slide. Oh, no.
Yeah, talked by DK, who often does that in your games. Now,
Yep.
the blue team don't have enough gems for a pay-in. They've got their hard camp available in 1 minute 50, bottom camp available in 40 seconds. But they are closing in on level 20.
Yeah, and I think out of position squad is doing the right thing here. They don't want to fight into the level 20, so they give the pay in, which is unfortunate, but the lanes are just so pushed against them that it might be fine.
Could be. This is the time, the blue team, they can play passive. They can give a fort. They can give 2 forts. They can just wait for level 20 here and then force their engage. This is the part we just have to play passive. And you know what? I think that's the hardest thing to do in any competitive game. It's just, you just need to do nothing
Having
for
to sit
20
AFK.
seconds. And here we go. We are going to see...
Going down. Electrics is going to be fine. Mind control misses.
But at level 20, mind control upgrade is going to be huge for them. You can just throw it out on a 20-second cooldown, and it has a similar impact to isolation attacker. But electrics taking a huge amount of damage. The mech comes out as well. The slow, is it going to be enough to hit? It's not, but they are going to secure their first fort of the game here for Kurso. But level 20s are in now for out of position squad. They need to be careful.
And bottom lane is also going to secure a fort at this rate. But Sonya in the top lane tries to defend that one and is able to keep the fort alive.
Sleep comes out onto ETC. It's a 5v4, level 20 or not. It still is a 5v4, but Electrix goes in, stuns on Mal'Ganis here. Mal'Ganis gets knocked back, goes in aggressively though. Does manage to get his ultimate off as well. The Twilight Dream not quite catching here. Is this the fight that Kurso want to take? Sonya's joined it now, so it's a 5v5. Level 20 talent down, but Electrix falling extremely low. Mind control comes out though onto Mal'Ganis into the root. But it looks like Kurso, they're full health.
Kurso holding their own very well in this fight.
Yeah, the thing is with this, with the Sylvanas mind control, right? I really like Cold Embrace at level 13. It's not a talent that I favor often, but with mind control, I really like it. Electric's though catching the Mal'Ganis here, sliding him solo moshing. And there's no interrupt here, and Mal'Ganis gets taken down. The Horrify as well puts Reyna into a dangerous position, and Reyna, yeah, I think he knows he's done here, and he gets taken down as well. 2 kills to nothing in this team fight. Can they get
did
more?
Exactly what you predicted. The mind control onto the Mal'Ganis, and then the Horrify onto the backline, not being able to help him. And it gives them 2 kills.
Yeah, I told you, TK. Okay, you doubt me, but I was completely right.
It's alright, you were right. I admit it,
Oh, the one dunk of Asmodan there with ultimate, and that's half of Malfurion's HP. But he's able to heal up a D.Va, taking a huge amount of punishment here. Does lose the mech. And now that's going to be hard to defend it as Sylvanas does have a Black Arrows back available here.
Yeah, she does, and that's the second keep of the game falling. They are looking for core?
They do have level 20 still, but I'm not sure about this core call.
This might be a bit ambitious from them. And yeah they realize it.
Yeah, they decide they're not going to go for the heroic play here. They can just play it slow, play it safe, and they'll win the game. But they are going to give a chance to catch up to level 20, so they do need to still be somewhat aggressive here with their advantage. You don't need to overcommit to anything, but you still don't want to give your opponents just time to freeze lanes and soak to level 20.
As out of position squad here, would you go for the boss here?
Yes.
And
then you just turn on them. So this is the thing with the boss though, right? And people overcommit to this part. You turn. If the opponents come in now, and the boss isn't like 10 HP, you turn and kill them. You ignore the boss, and you kill them with your advantage. And that's exactly what they're trying to do.
We see Stride go down onto Mal'Ganis, the Horrify. Or, I'm sorry, the mind control is on D.Va, the Horrify is on Reyna, and he gets deleted. The Mosh on 2. And that's 2, that's 3 dead. And Mal'Ganis is going to be the next one to fall, and this is looking like game 2.
Yeah,
is going over to out of position squad. GG's come out from Raisha Manelli.
GG's are already starting to come out from Kurso, and they say good luck in the finals. It looks like we've got our second finalist here. The final, guys, is going to be Food for Phrobius against out of position squad.
This is going to be a beautiful series coming up. Out of position squad. And Food for Phrobius did meet each other twice. Once in the regular season where Out of Position Squad was able to win. And the second time was in the most innovative Heroes of the Storm tournament hosted by Mr. Transparent himself, the Nexus Rumble, where where Food for Phrobius was able to take their revenge.
Yes, thank you for that, DK. Yep, we've had a fantastic series here on our second semi-final. We're going forward to the grand final of the Legendary Cup here on Heroes Lounge. What a series there. Out of Position Squad looking incredibly strong. And you mentioned that they faced Food for Phrobius before, and that was in their first game of Season 13. So, with the first game of Season 13 going over to Out of Position Squad, will the last game of Season 13 in the Legendary Cup go over to Food for Phrobius? We'll have to wait and see, as, yes, these two teams are just looking so strong. I really don't know which way it could go. But yeah, it's been a fantastic thing to watch so far. Have you got any predictions before we go into the grand final, Aviator?
I do. You know what? I think it's a best of 5, right? Grand final, best of 5, first of 3, or best of 5. It's your call. I reckon it's going to be 3-1 to Food for Phrobius. I think Out of Position Squad, they've looked exceptionally strong. I think giving a whitewash to either team here is a disrespect to both teams. I think both teams have played very, very well this tournament and throughout the regular season here. But Out of Position Squad just look on fire at the moment.
Yeah, well played to Kurso as well, who just got knocked out in that beautiful semi-final we had. They were equally one of the first opponents that Food for Phrobius had, but they're not making it to this grand final. Yeah, the best of 5. They'll have to make sure which maps get picked up, which heroes get banned out. Will we see that Gul'dan come back again? The grand final.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask DK, what are your predictions?
My prediction. This is rough. I've been following throughout the day, and Food for Phrobius is looking so strong. But after this series, Out of Position Squad has put on a show for us. I don't know.
You don't know.
I just hope it's going to be a good series, and 5 maps would be really fun.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think if it went 3-2 for either team, we just want from a casting perspective and from an observer point of view, you always want a final map deciding best of 5 grand final, and I think so far the Legendary Cup deserves that. First round transparent, we had every series go to 2-1, and then in the semi-finals it went 2-0.
Yep, 2-0 for both semi-finals. They weren't just quick, though. Obviously, there was a 30-minute game for Food for Phrobius, and they're going to have to think about being a little bit quicker to close the game against the out-of-position squad, I think. Yeah, once again, this is the Legendary Cup of Heroes Lounge. If you want to get involved in Heroes Lounge, our sign-ups are open for Season 14. You can just do !sign up in the chat, and it will come up with all the necessary information. Yeah, if you want to if you're in Diamond or Low Master, and you think, hey, I want to play against these guys, maybe I can play May better than Electrics, then that'll be something you want to try and take on. But we'll be going over to our grand final very soon, so be sure to catch us as Food for Phrobius will have to face Out of Position Squad in our grand final. Don't go anywhere.
Food for Phrobius is camping. Urel is stuck topside. They're going to have to let this go.
Well, Coon comes out onto Brightwing, so no heal at the moment for our red team, and Gazlo falling, Brightwing running away as fast as a Fairy Dragon can. Nano boost on Sleeming though. In from Splice onto the bomb side. They're looking for Arna. Holfly comes out just in time actually. And Jam actually going to walk it out though, despite everything. Here comes Genji though, Dragon Blade, easy swipe on the Yana. No Cocoon will be able to stop that. Boost Camp, they're not going to fight in the spell armor though. Now, Perceive on the flank, huge gust. Grabber Bomb is there onto Hat, but everything is just so nice for the Leeming at the moment. 2 kills going their way. A huge sleep from Jam onto 2 members. Genji taking a lot of damage, will find the Leeming kill though, but despite everything, this is going to be... Actually, I'm not spoken too soon. The Gazlo turrets are still around, so it will be 2 for 3 in the end. Pretty close fight, all things considered. Or barely getting the interrupt in time.
Man here, Leeming, only one left behind, and they go in hard on him. He is caught a little bit too far out. The stage dive coming through though could be a second.
Want to go find themselves another few kills on the Bruce Camp. Cocoon once again onto Brightwing, will return now though.
Everything and Food for Phrobius have arrived. Can they take this fight now? They're down in numbers, but they have the ultimate abilities. Gust comes out, but it doesn't know it's going to be a kill. And Dragon Blade coming in, cutting through a Nubrak. She's falling, and the Genji gets traded out for the Anub. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Pray For Us, and now it looks like Food for Phobos are going to have to reset. They've lost both their frontliners, but ETC, he wants more. He's sliding in. He's putting out that damage. Leeming hiding behind that fort here, Coffee, but it looks like they are going to live to fight another. The Gust, just enough to save him. Genji now on the backline, but he's dropping. He's going to be the first to fall here, Coffee. Damage now from the Leeming coming through, and the ETC is in the web. He's going to fall if they can't break that soon. Hat on the Yrel, just trying to keep them here, but the Horrify comes down, and it looks like Pray For Us will be able to back out of this with only one death.
Slight miscalculation by our hardly so. That second giant not gonna die just now, but looks like we are gonna have an all-out bull over this siege camp. It will be Genji going into Cocoon. Winter comes out. These members, they're not where they want to be. Brightwing is gone. It's going so well now. Actually, I was speaking too soon. Genji trying to do what he can with the Dragon Blade, but not able to find anything. Sonny left on her own though, trying to bow charge out. Genji finds the kill, so this might be just the sharpest does Genji carry here after it was looking so good initially for Wind Tunnel. Bow charge not connecting. Gasso taking quite a bit of damage from leaving them. In goes the Nuback once again, and it looks like Link is the target. Will fall, Brightwing not going to arrive in time. Grab a bomb, not really doing much. Now, Receive going to get out of safety. They've found the man advantage. They've got the successful defense here, and Keep absolutely going to survive by the looks of things. Going to continue marching as a 45. This is pretty risky. Oh, the huge sleep of Jab! Now it's absolute deletion of the Brightwing. 2-man sleep, no problem. Now it's Hat got the bunny hop build, looking to take down that Gul'dan. Another kill goes the way of Food for Phobius. Very ambitious by Pray For Us, looking to keep pushing with a member down, and this might be the end of the game.
Looks like the Food for Phobius members are rushing towards this core. They think they've got the end. They won't have the wave with them. It is a 2v5, and Genji does still have that Dragon Blade, so can Hayakuzo carry this fight? He finds the engage onto Jam. The swipes are coming out. Anna is falling so low, but the wind tunnel is there. Anubarak getting the cocoon off onto ETC as well means that Jam will survive, and now Gazlo is up here. But it looks like that core is going to start falling, Coffee, as the shields are almost broken down.
I wouldn't be so sure.
As the Nubarak falls, Jam is so low. Is she going to go down here as well? Yrel forced to pop that Ardent Defender, and it looks like Pray For Us have held this, Coffee.
Gonna be absolutely fine. Now looking for Suni, the drop, trying to come to balance salts is there in time. Jam gonna get out as well. Dragonite taken out, and looks like the teams are just leaving.
Just even up the map again a little bit, Coffee.
The real part is about to respawn as once again the siege camp's here, but Splice may be caught out. Gotta eat everything from Li Ming. Brightwing not in time, that will be. ETC falling. Receive on the flank, doesn't have Wind Tunnel yet, but might be able to get it in time, but grab a bomb onto several members. Brightwing, you have no blink here, you can't get out to safety. They're gonna be falling. Yrel go down as well, but Li Ming is on an absolute killing spree this game, murdering everyone in her sights. Genji, let's see if we have another miracle, but the wind tunnel is on time, and Genji will fall. It's a full team wipe, and perhaps this might be the end of the game at the 27-minute mark.
We could dare to dream, couldn't we, Coffee? As the blue team, with 4 members marching towards that red.
Oh, actually does survive in time. Going to stand the point, but going to eat a lot of damage. Will survive for time being thrown. This is level 9 versus 10. You do not want to do this if you're Food for Phobius. So much damage, and all the Yardbounds thrown out by the side of Pray For Us. Everyone survives though, and camp even goes the way of the blue team, so
very, very strong player. But as we see, the engage coming out onto Sonic is not quite going to connect here. She will be able to walk out, and now the blue team setting up, trying to find some poke damage in. But really, they want to find this angle from either the Variant or the ETC. And the taunt comes down onto Anubarak. The damage is there. He's knocked back. He's polyed, but he will be able to walk out. Sonny just a little bit too far away from her team. And now it looks like she's going to be in a lot of trouble. Traps in the cocoon. We see Li Ming fall first. Variant falling very low, but he will be able to walk out. And now the ETC slide back. Not going to be able to get any follow-up, though, from the blue team. And this will be a kill and some immortal damage going over to
Montana has the trade icon, so might as well go for it if you're going to be able to build that. Looks like Wataru's varying, but protected by the way. He doesn't care. But Banner of Stormwind will get the King of Stormwind out to relative safety, but taking quite a bit of damage actually is Brother Varian going to survive in the end though, as
there. And Nubrak with that 75. Oh, but the backline much. Oh, and Nubrak just able to connect the stun, and now Jam falls so low as she blinks in to try and save Sonny. That will be the first kill going over. Blaze's bunker is there, and he is dropping. Sonny has to blink out, and now the red team, can they get this kill? ETC able to walk away. The blue team